Previously on Fear the Walking Dead.
Morgan wants Daniel to help him out with an army. Morgan tried to get to her. I thought you were on your dad's side. You just straight up betrayed him and left his ass in a train car. And he tries to flip on Shrike and try to get the upper hand. And he like knocks two of the guards on their asses, runs past Shrike, and tries to make a run for it. That's not the fucking Morgan I know. More time than you know. How the fuck did they have time to air this piece of shit?
Remember that friend I mentioned, the one who told me not to run? Thought we'd go look for him. This message is for Rick Grimes. It's Morgan Jones. Man, I'm gonna come and look for you, whether you're at Alexandria or not.
Yeah, Morgan, and all I see is hope for the franchise again.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing our review for the mid-season finale of the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. This is for episode 6, titled All I See Is Red / The End of Morgan Jones.
What's going on, Morgan?
All I do is kill.
We find him, we get the coordinates before Shrike does.
Shrike's going to the swamp. I want to make sure she doesn't come out of there.
I need my ass.
Morgan!
Baby, run.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for Fear the Walking Dead, and in today's video we're going to be doing our final review for the first half of the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. This one is going to be for Season 8, Episode 6, All I See Is Red, and the title really speaks for itself right there. I mean, honestly, if that title does not make you want to watch this episode, I don't know what does. But we had, of course, the premiere of Dead City. You can, of course, go ahead and check out the review for that episode, but now it's time to break down this Fear the Walking Dead episode, and it's time to talk about what we got for this mid-season for Fear the Walking Dead. So, mid-season finales for Fear, I'm going to tell you right now, they have been very lackluster lately for Fear the Walking Dead. You had episodes like The Door, which was originally intended to be a mid-season finale. You had episodes like No One's Gone, which was, unfortunately, a fake-out episode, to this date, so the episode really does not age well. And in reboot Fear the Walking Dead, from Season 4 to Season 8, I don't feel like they've done many good mid-season finales. This episode is actually the exact opposite of that. That's the main thing I could say. It is the exact opposite of a bad mid-season finale. I actually think this is a very solid episode. I really do. I don't think it's mind-blowing. I don't think it's incredible, but they did basically everything that they could. I would say. I would say they wrapped everything up in the best way they possibly could. So here is basically what we have for this episode. You've got Morgan, right? We start off the episode with Morgan. He's laying out there in the rain, and Madison discovers him. And basically, apparently Morgan was going clear mode, like writing the, clear stuff on the walls, writing Grace turned, Mo ran, all this crazy shit, and he doesn't even remember. Apparently it got so bad to where he even attacked Madison and she had to knock him out. So he's a danger to himself. Madison clearly realizes that, but she's going to try to help him out, which is insane because honestly, Morgan has completely gone back to that clear mindset. He's not remembering anything. He's just doing all this crazy shit. He's killing anybody that comes anywhere near him. It's insane. So he was unleashed in this opening scene. He was out of his mind. Now, we then get the intro, which is a Morgan credit scene, which is amazing because I do get the feeling from this episode that this is probably Lenny James' last episode. And I think even in the after credits, if you watch the after credits for this episode on AMC Plus, even Ian and Andrew talked about Lenny James, and they were saying, like, we've been building up to this moment for a while for Lenny James to not be in Fear the Walking Dead, and now it's happening. So they basically confirm that Lenny James is done with Fear the Walking Dead. And in particular, the way they end his character in this episode, he definitely is done with Fear the Walking Dead. At least Fear, hopefully not the franchise, but at least Fear the Walking Dead. We then, of course, have Morgan and Madison and the others. They go to the shipping containers where we see a whole bunch of the walkers have been killed. A whole bunch of them have been murdered, and Morgan kind of goes crazy and tries to, take some of them out, some of the remaining outstanding ones at least, and he's continuing to go crazy. And this is one of the things that we see in this episode a lot, is that Morgan will do something, but we as the viewers are following his perspective. So sometimes we're seeing Red along with him, and he does something, but we see the results. We don't see how it gets there. Which I really like, because this whole episode is in Morgan's mindset, you know, like he sees Red, boom, something shitty just happened, and we don't even know, you know. We learn with Morgan what he's doing as these, you know, these tunnel visions happen. So, you know, Morgan makes an attempt on Madison's life again, and we don't even see what happens. You know, we just see him lying there on his ass like, oh my God, I did that to you? Like, I don't even remember that, you know? So I think the usage of that in this episode was very good. You've got Daniel's army that, of course, comes and helps them out, clear some of the walkers and stuff like that. And Mo is, of course, being a little brat. She still ran away from Morgan last episode, and Morgan is on the walkie-talkie. He's like, look, I need you to listen to me, because I'm going to tell you something that a friend once told me. You can hide, but you can't run, you know? And he was right. He was right about that, right? So Mo replies and says, no, Dad, don't come after me. Stop doing that. You're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to get yourself killed. So that's what happens. And it gets so insane to where Morgan goes clear mode when he tries to grab the axe from Madison. Madison and the others kind of try to refuse him. And Morgan ends up snapping out of it, and all of a sudden he's in a whole bunch of mud, and Madison, Daniel, and the others are nowhere to be seen. So that was pretty insane. That was definitely a very insane scene. And again, I love that they're showing the perspective of, you know, we as the viewers don't know what's going on. We're learning with Morgan, you know, throughout the episode, what he's doing throughout, you know, these moments where he's seeing Red, which is really, really incredible, you know. So that was dope. And basically, well, let's talk about Padre in this episode. So they are, of course, wrapped up in this mid-season finale, which I was kind of unexpected. I honestly thought the Padre was going to be something that went on into the second half of the season, although I am so happy that they are done. Basically, we've got Morgan and Mo. Of course, Morgan catches up to Mo. They go into the same like little like boat thing that they were in the season premiere, and they're about to sink. They're about to go under, right? And the water is coming up, and there's this big panic and this and that. And basically, Madison is trying to get to Morgan. Morgan's trying to save Mo. And meanwhile, you've got Shrike, the friggin' idiot that she is. She is trying to find Morgan. She's trying to track him down and, you know, I guess maybe kill him from the idea I got. And anyway, she runs into Morgan. Of course, Morgan and Mo are, you know, kind of standing there, and she's about to shoot Morgan when then she sees her zombified father. So yes, her zombified father comes back to haunt her in this episode, and this is the one big flaw I had with the episode. I did not like this whatsoever. She literally looks at her father, and I get it, it's her dad, but she just stands there and she just lets her dad just eat her alive, basically. And then Madison, of course, comes in and, you know, kills the zombified, original Padre leader. And now Shrike is just going to die. Shrek is just finally going to be dead. So that is one celebration I could say. At least Shrek is finally off the show. At least they're finally killing her off. She was an awful villain. I must tell you that right now. That is something that now that she's done, now that, you know, Shrike is wrapped up, yeah, she was an awful villain. She was a absolutely terrible villain. And not good in the slightest. Not good at all. So yeah, she's going to be dead. She is, you know, bleeding out now because she was, you know, bitten by her father. They try to pull this whole, like, kind of emotional thing and, you know, oh my God, look at these flashbacks of her dad as he's, like, biting her and stuff. I didn't like that, to be honest. I just found the whole scene to be cringe. You know, I'm not attached to Shrike. I'm not attached to Padre. I'm not sure why they're trying to make us attached. And the way she goes out, I think, was really, really bad. But, anyways, so, meanwhile that's going on, you got Madison and, you know, Mo and Morgan, of course, that are trying to get back to Daniel and the rest of the army. Now, Daniel and the rest, unfortunately, are caught by Padre. They are, you know, taken hostage. And, they're all, being lined up. Now, the rest of the Padre kids are ordered by Crane, the main leader of Padre, to execute this army, execute Daniel, execute the rest of his people. And these kids can't do it, And you've got Dove, who's kind of like a loudmouth in this one, and she's like, no, you do it. You kill them right now, And she was pissing me off in this episode, too. Oh my God, I can't stand Dove. But anyway, so she was talking all that bullshit, like, no, you pull the trigger right now. You do this right now. I'm like, okay, well, shut the fuck up, kid. Like, seriously, I'm sorry, but Dove just sucks. I don't like Dove whatsoever. But anyway, then you've got Morgan, then you've got Madison, and they kind of come in, and Mo kind of tells Morgan, like, what are you doing here? And Morgan's just like, well, I'm kind of realizing that you can go with them now. You can go with Padre. That should be your decision. I'm not in my right mind, so if you want to go, you can. But Mo insists that she stays with Morgan. So Morgan and Mo are going to stay together. That's, Mo's final decision, I guess, even though she just betrayed him last episode. But whatever, she's going to stay with Morgan. That's good for the plot, so that's good. And that's basically that. Padre just kind of surrenders. Padre just kind of, is done. And yeah, everybody just kind of joins together at the end, which is really, really weird. Although here's the thing, I look at that as a positive because I don't give a shit about Padre. I don't give a shit about these villains. I don't give a shit about Shrek. I don't give a shit about this Crane guy. Honestly, I'm glad these villains are wrapped up. I'm glad that they're done. And it honestly just sets up for what could happen now in the second half of the season. Because now we're at a place now where Madison is just going to take over. They're going to go back to Padre. They're going to rebuild it and turn it into a very good place for people to grow up, and it looks like Madison's going to lead that, which is fantastic. I love that. Padre is going to chill the fuck out. Everybody's going to join together, and maybe they can find some other parents of these kids that, they never met before, which is really cool. So, Madison did that, and I think that's amazing. I really do. So, Padre is a wrap. The only other thing that we do see in this one is Shrek, who is like tied to a friggin' chair, and June, of course, is about to let her get eaten alive, which I really did like that because it's kind of full revenge now. June has Shrike, tied to a friggin' a bed inside that train car, and you've got Dwight and Sherry, of course, that are sitting there with their dying son, and they're the ones that decide, should we make it painful and dreadful? Should we make it quick and easy? Like, what should we do to Shrike? What should be her outcome? And Finch is actually the one that insists that no, don't make it painful because what I'm going through is terrible. So you know what? Just make it easy, make it quick, and that'll be that, And that's what they do. Although Crane comes in and says his final goodbyes to his sister, which yeah, Crane is not dead. So I have a gut feeling he's going to come back into the story at some point and probably seek revenge. But at least Padre, the group, like the villain group, is done, and I'm so grateful for that. Honestly, that group was so mentally draining. So that's incredible. That's a major compliment to this episode, and I thought they wrapped them up very, very good. Now, basically, let's go over two of the major things that we get in this episode. We get the death of Finch. So, unfortunately, Dwight and Sherry's kid does not make it, which obviously, it was kind of predictable that he would die, so it's not like a shocking scene, but I'm still kind of devastated that they lost their kid. I really wanted that kid to survive, man. I gotta tell you, I really did. And now, like, Dwight and Sherry are not really sure, like, how they're going to go on and should they even stay together, which, is of course making sense because everything that they touched is gone to shit, everything they've done, whether it's the Saviors, whether it's Padre, whether it's Finch, I mean, everything goes bad for them. It's always going bad for them. So maybe they should just break up. And that's kind of the idea that we get in this one. Now, as for Morgan, and this is one of the greatest things of this entire show, to be honest. It's something that I've been waiting for them to do. It's something that I've been really waiting for them to finally get done, and that is Morgan is now on his way to go find Rick, which I think is so So damn good. He leaves Fear the Walking Dead. He says his goodbyes to Madison, and he goes off on his own. Madison and the others are going to build their own community, and Morgan leaves to go find Rick, with Mo as well too. And it's so incredible because we get this time skip scene. Now, this is by far the best scene of the entire season, if you ask me, where basically they go back to Eastman's old, house, right? Old, little cabin or whatever in the woods. And we're at the old grave site. We even see Eastman's full just grave in this episode, which I thought was incredible. And Morgan walks up to Eastman's grave and he asks him, like, can you look after Grace for me, right? Can you look after Grace? Which they bury right next to Eastman, which I thought was amazing. And basically, Morgan kind of says, like, what you talked to me about not killing and stuff, that was true, but it's also about not losing sight of who you are, not losing sight of what you are, what you're about, and the people that are around you, which I think is really, really incredible. And, oh my god, well, let's talk about the greatest scene ever. He picks up the walkie-talkie, and he says, this is for Rick Grimes. Whether you're at Alexandria or you're somewhere else, I'm gonna go find you. And I will check back on this radio every day at dawn. I'm just like, dude, that is so fucking perfect. Like, seriously, that is so damn perfect. I loved how they did that, He's just like, I will radio back every day at dawn, and I will find you, whether you're at Alexandria or you're somewhere else, which, can we just acknowledge the elephant in the room? I don't think Lenny James is done with the franchise. There's no way that's the end of Lenny James. Yes, he's done with Fear the Walking Dead, but that has to be some sort of setup for something in the future. There is no way it's not. I refuse to believe that. So, no, that is definitely some sort of setup, and, oh my god. Honestly, that scene just gave me chills. I freaking love that scene. It's so, so good. So yeah, Morgan, he's off to go find Rick. I can't even fathom that. I can't even believe that's what's happening. And we're now going to see Morgan try to track down and find Rick. I mean, that's a phenomenal ending. Morgan, this is the end of his character in Fear, and I could not be more happy. They ended him in a great way. They had a great conclusion for him. Mo is going to go with him, which I think is really awesome. And, yeah, honestly, guys, that was just so incredible. So, oh man, you'd think the episode would be over, but you actually have one more scene at the very end, which I don't know what to say about this. We're going to do some predictions for 8B, so obviously stay tuned for that. But, there is a scene at the end of this episode where we hear Madison broadcasting for Padre, and we see somebody like packing their stuff up. They got like sunglasses and like food and supplies and other things like that. And they pull out Alicia's bone hand from season 7. So how did someone get Alicia's bone hand, right? I don't know. This person has 2 hands, so obviously this is not Alicia, but it's someone. And I don't know how the hell they got Alicia's hand. I don't know what's going on there. I was under the impression Alicia was done with Fear, and I'm kind of still like, under that impression. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on here. I really don't. So I guess we'll have to see. Are we going to get something on Alicia in this back half of the season? That would be very unexpected if we did, although I'd love it because, again, Madison is in the show right now and she's leading, Padre and stuff. That would be kind of amazing if Alicia did pop up at Padre with, like, a group of people or something, and it really was the safe haven, that was talked about, and it's ran by Madison. I mean, honestly, that would be so good. I really, really hope they can do something like that. I'm not getting my hopes up because the actress for Alicia does not seem to want anything to do with Fear the Walking Dead, but you never know. She could have come back for something, and if she did, that would be really, really incredible. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think about that ending scene? But in particular, what did you think of Lenny James's exit episode in Fear the Walking Dead? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about him going to look for Rick? Such a great episode, honestly. Such a phenomenal ending for Morgan's character. Such a great mid-season finale. I'm going to give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely sensational. The only thing I don't care for, again, is Shrike. I just don't care for her death scene. But aside from that, yeah, this was a great episode. So let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think of both Dead City premiere and Fear the Walking Dead mid-season finale? More videos to come very soon, so stay tuned. Of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos for Fear the Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos for Fear the Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.